Alright, let's get started with our morning controlled articular rotations routine. A few things to note here. We're going to start from our head to our toes. And anytime I mention irradiation, remember we are irradiating about 10 to 30% of our maximum effort. And also, if you start feeling any sort of pinching or sharp pain, we are going to want to back off away from that specific part of our motion and continue on with the motion. Any sort of pinching or sharp pain, we're most likely dealing with some compression of the joint, especially in a closing angle, and we don't want to compress anything within our joints. So just remember that, take that into consideration as we get started. So like I said before, we're going to get started with our neck joints. So I'm going to use, just for my own personal external cue, I'm going to use a yoga block to help me irradiate the muscles in my lower extremity. So you don't have to use any sort of external cues. You don't have to use any props at all. I personally just like to do it just to remind myself or remind my muscles to keep irradiating from that certain area. So I'm going to place my yoga block in between my thighs. My feet are hip distance apart. I'm going to start grounding my feet down into the mat or floor. And I'm going to start irradiating my muscles from the bottom of my feet all the way to my glutes, squeezing this block in between my thighs. I'm going to take a big deep breath in and pack it all into my core to irradiate my core. Now both of my palms are facing forward. I'm going to make a fist with each hand. And now I'm going to irradiate all the muscles in my body, about 10 to 30%. And starting with our neck, just moving our neck joint as best we can, trying not to couple it with any spine movement or any shoulder movement. We're going to bring our neck down to our chest, or chin down to our chest. We're going to follow that left clavicle with our chin as we trace and rotate our neck all the way towards the left side. We're going to tuck that left ear behind our left shoulder. And now we're going to bring our neck into extension as we look all the way up to the top. And bring our neck all the way over towards the right side now, tucking in that right ear behind that right shoulder. Looking all the way to the right side. And then tracing that right clavicle with our chin as we head back to center for half of our rip. Now you can continue on towards the left side, or you could go back towards the right side as we follow that chin along our right clavicle. Look all the way towards the right, tuck in that right ear behind that right shoulder. Look all the way up to the top, bringing our neck into extension. Tucking in our left ear behind our left shoulder. Looking all the way towards the left side. And now following that chin all the way down to the center. And that is 1 rep. For our morning routine, we want to do about 2 to 3 reps for each joint. And for the next part of the video, you'll see the neck motion in a side angle view. For our side view of the neck cars, I'm going to use the block once again to help irradiate the lower extremities. Once again, you don't have to use an external cue. Just remember to irradiate all the muscles within the body in order to facilitate the movement of our neck. Okay, so I'm going to place the block in between my thighs, ground through the floor. Start engaging the muscles from the bottom of my feet all the way to my glutes. Take a big deep breath in and pack it all into my core. Hands facing forward, make a fist with each hand. Start irradiating all the muscles about 10 to 30% all the way up to my neck area. Now I'm going to bring my chin down to my chest. And I'm going to follow that left clavicle with my chin as I rotate my neck all the way to the left side. And tuck in that left ear behind the left shoulder. And my neck is going to go into extension as I look all the way up and head on over towards the right side, tucking in that right ear behind that right shoulder. Looking all the way to the right side. And then following that right clavicle as I trace it down with my chin, all the way back to center for my half rep. And once again, you could follow through towards the left side, or you could go back towards the right side and reverse. Rotating all the way to the right, tucking in that right ear behind that right shoulder, looking all the way up to the top into extension towards the left side now, tucking in that left ear behind that left shoulder, looking all the way towards the left side, and now following that chin down that left clavicle all the way back to center, completing that rep. Once again, do 2 to 3 reps for your morning routine.